Why do we feel so lonely? A gathering. The pot in the middle of the table is still steaming. The conversation is flowing. Laughter coming in waves. You're laughing too, keeping up. And then, for 1 second, out of nowhere, you feel like you're watching all of it through glass. Everyone is there. The warmth is there. And somehow you're not inside it. The ride home makes it sharper. You are just with a dozen people. Why does your chest feel emptier than a night alone at home? This kind of loneliness is the hardest one to say out loud, because it makes no sense. You're not short of company. Nobody dislikes you. You were laughing 5 minutes ago. So you end up asking yourself quietly, is something wrong with me? Half the answer is this. Loneliness usually isn't a defect in your social skills. It's a signal we've been misreading. As for what it's actually trying to tell you, that begins with a group of hedgehogs who ran into exactly our problem one very cold winter. The metaphor comes from Schopenhauer, and it's called the hedgehog's dilemma. On a freezing winter day, a group of hedgehogs huddles together for warmth. But the closer they get, the more their quills stab each other. In pain, they separate and freeze. Cold, they shuffle close again and bleed again, back and forth, until they settle on a distance. Not warm enough, but at least nobody's bleeding. That, said Schopenhauer, is the truth of human relationships. We crave closeness and fear injury. We want to approach and need to guard. Every relationship is a negotiation between quills and cold. And that loneliness you feel in a crowd is usually exactly this distance, close enough to chat and joke, not close enough to tell the truth. Now the key distinction from the theologian Paul Tillich. Our language, he said, crams two completely different things into the single state of being alone. So he split the word in two. Loneliness is the pain of being alone. Solitude is the richness of being alone. Think about how sharp that distinction is. The same empty room is a prison for one person and a study for another. The same dinner alone can be desolate or luxurious. The difference was never whether someone is beside you. The difference is the quality of your relationship with yourself. This also solves the strange puzzle of feeling lonelier in company, because the essence of loneliness was never insufficient head count. It is the feeling that no one truly sees me. At that party, you played the appropriate character, offered the safe topics, laughed at the right moments, and across the whole evening, not one sentence traveled from the deepest part of you, and not one arrived there either. A dozen people, and the true you was reached exactly 0 times. This is why research keeps finding that loneliness has almost no correlation with the number of friends, and a strong correlation with the depth of connection. One friend you can tell the truth to outweighs 100 acquaintances who like your posts. There's something else worth knowing. Loneliness feeds itself. Psychologists have found that chronically lonely people slip into a state of hypervigilance. Having been overlooked or rejected before, they become oversensitive to expressions and tones, reading neutral signals as coldness, then withdrawing and armoring up preemptively. The result? Others genuinely find them hard to approach and genuinely drift away. Loneliness becomes a loop that caters its own meals. Seeing this loop matters because the exit isn't located in other people. It's in your interpretation. So, what to do? 2 roads. Walk both. Road 1. Upgrade loneliness into solitude. Time alone is unavoidable, so stop spending it waiting for messages, invitations, someone to remember you. Turn it into an appointment with yourself. Cook one proper meal for one. Visit an exhibition alone. Walk a street you've never walked. It sounds small, but it accomplishes something foundational. It proves to you that your own company has quality. A person who enjoys solitude enters relationships by choice, not by begging. And nothing is more attractive in human connection than the absence of neediness. Road 2. Deepen one shallow connection by 1 degree. You don't need new people. Start with someone you already have. The method is a single word: honesty. Next time a friend asks, "How have you been?" don't say, "Fine, same as usual." Try one true sentence. "Honestly, a bit low lately. Something at work has been stuck for weeks." That's hard because a true sentence is a handed-over soft spot. But depth is purchased with vulnerability. There is no other currency. In one famous psychology experiment, 2 strangers took turns answering 36 increasingly personal questions. 45 minutes later, their sense of closeness exceeded that of many long-term friendships. Depth doesn't require years. It requires truth. And we have to talk about the phone. Our era did something cruel to loneliness. It invented artificial sweetener for it. Scrolling feeds, liking posts, forwarding memes, dropping a "haha" into the group chat. These have the mouthfeel of connection with none of its nutrition. Their real danger is that they numb the ache of loneliness, just enough to stop you from seeking the real thing. Like snacking until you're not hungry, so you never eat an actual meal. To tell whether an interaction is a meal or a snack, check 3 things. Focused attention. Is this person wholly here with you? The thickness of time. A 10-second like buys nothing that 10 years of knowing someone buys. And truth. Are you exchanging status updates or what's actually on your hearts? If your diet has been snacks for years, the hunger isn't your failure. It's the menu. Last thing, loneliness is not shameful, and it isn't even something to exterminate on sight. It's a signal. The way thirst reminds you to drink, loneliness reminds you that you long to be seen. So stop blaming yourself for not being social enough. There are only 2 tasks. Learn to keep yourself good company, and then pick 1 or 2 people who deserve it, and let them see the real you. If loneliness is a topic that hits home, tell us in the comments. When was the last time you were alone and completely at ease? What were you doing? Send this to someone who needs it too. Subscribe. Every day a little closer to understanding life. See you tomorrow.